Yo, what's up? Big Apple TV here. All right, I did my list of top MCs, and I think I'm gonna expand it out further, and we're gonna do top 100 added with the artists that I already put on my original list. Now, as usual, my hip hop list consists of guys that I normally listen to, that had an impact or some form of impact on me in terms of listening to. Now, there's a lot of hip hop artists. Hip hop's been going on since the 80s. So we got generations of hip hop, and this is 100% objective when you're talking about music. There's no facts behind this, it's just music, depending on what you like. There's some artists like Drake, the Big Sean's, a lot of the new school artists. I don't have on here. Some of the old school artists like the E40s, Too Short. I mean, there's a list goes on and on. There's a lot of hip hop artists that's been around putting it down, and they all mean different things to different people. Okay, but these are the hip hop artists that had a big effect on me, or at least artists that I listen to. So that's where my top 100 comes in from. All right, so I'm gonna start out with number 100. Number 100 was Lauryn Hill and the whole Fugees movement. Okay, back in the 90s, she had one of the best albums of the year, or probably the generation. Her all-time classic, Lauryn Hill, had a mix of R&B and hip hop all in one album. One album is enough to put her on this list for me, but she has to stay at number 100 because she just disappeared. But besides that, the Fugees had a lot of hip hop classics, a lot of commercialized Haitian hip hop movement. They introduced the world to something different. All right. Number 99 is Saigon. Okay. Saigon is a rapper from upstate New York. He had a lot of inspirations from the Nas's and stuff like that. He's a lyrical hip hop artist, but I thought he was a good artist when it comes to just lyrical ability. Okay. And number 98 is Pharcyde. She keeps passing me by. Okay, Pharcyde. I remember that. It's an old school classic song from the 90s. Now, as you can see, a lot of people on my list are people from the 80s and 90s a little bit. So those are the eras of artists that I really like listening to the most. Number 97 was Little Kim. Okay, the queen of racy lyrics. Okay, changed the face of hip hop for females. And I remember a lot of people in New York, caught on to Little Kim because she was something different. Even though Biggie wrote some of her first album, nevertheless she grew into her own, with her music and her mixing with the Jamaican style. And number 96 is Little C's. Okay, Little C's is on the list. All right, The Wonderful World of Cesar Leno. Okay, he had a good album in the early 2000s, solid. But I figure, hey, he did have some verses that I like that he made with Mobb Deep and stuff. All right, number 95 is MC Chan. Okay, straight from my neighborhood, the bridge. Okay, now, as far for listening to MC Chan, I can't say I really listened to him a real lot, but I listened to him enough because he's from around the way. But I'm more of a 90s head, and MC Chan was almost like out of the game in the 90s, really wasn't producing that much or making much music. But he's number 95. Number 94 is EPMD. Okay, I had to put some groups in here. All right. These two brothers out of Long Island, they had some good classic songs, and they can't be on it individually because none of them individually have like a career really that's really dominating. So you have to put them together. They're a one unity type of thing. Number 93 is Eminem. Okay, Eminem is an artist that I don't really relate to that much, but I do like the Lose Yourself song, and I understand his importance to hip hop. That he was able to bring a whole race into rap music and get a whole race into rap music. That was kind of big. Number 92 is Juelz Santana. Okay, from Dipset, Harlem Cat, Santana Town. I still listen to that, song to get amped up a little bit, the Dipset song. So he's at number 92. Okay. This is my top 100 list, followed with the top 50 that I already had. Um, I'm not really, all I'm doing is just putting down the list, and then it just goes to my channel and people could talk about it in the comment section if you want to talk about more rap music. All right. Number 91 is Old Dirty Bastard. Okay. I mean, the album he had in 1995 was a groundbreaking album, nasty, dirty, and grimy, just like Old Dirty Bastard style. I had to put him at 91. Number 90 was Keith Murray, the most brutalest dang in the world, coming out of Long Island. Keith Murray, he was the face of Long Island hip hop. So I got to put him at number 90. Number 89 is Busta Rhymes. Okay. Busta Rhymes, man, put your hands where my eyes could see. He had a lot of good classic songs, full of energy. He represented hip hop energy for me. Okay, so he comes at number 89. Number 88 is Mathematics, a dude out of Southside Jamaica, Queens. He had Wu-Tang ties, so he comes at number 88. I liked it, one of his boom bap albums that he had in the early 2000s, like 2005, 2004. Great album. And it's that gutter hip hop that I like. I got some underground artists on here. Number 87 is Rakim, from the Juice song and Don't Sweat the Technique, two of my favorite songs from him. I listened to him in the early 90s. Like early 90s. But he wasn't like, quote unquote, my favorite rapper. But I did bought his album, Eric B. and Rakim. I did bought that, But after that, I really didn't listen to him that much no more. Number 86 is Jim Jones from Dipset. Okay, now he's not lyrically a great artist, but he has some hustler anthems that I like, and he has some good songs that he put together that I like. So put him at number 86. Number 85 is Nicki Minaj. Okay, Nicki Minaj was another hip hop artist that inspired a lot of females, got a lot of females into rap music. And just for her influence alone, I put her on that. And she has some crazy lyrics, and she's from Queens, New York. So I support a lot of artists from Queens, New York. Number 84 is Eve, the Miss Pitbull, straight out of Philadelphia. She had sophisticated rap skills. That's the best way to recall it. But her whole Rough Riders movement was cool, and Eve definitely left a mark in hip hop too, showing that you can make lyrics completely different and be a female. So she hits that list for me. Number 83 is Black Thought, okay, from The Roots. He's like a pure hip hop artist to me. If you look at his skills, I mean, it could be probably top 50, but he's like pure hip hop to me. But he just don't have enough songs, for me to put him up on higher on the list. But he's still an artist that I listen to, once in the blue moon. Number 82 is G-Dep. Okay, G-Dep from the whole Harlem movement. Okay, he had an album. I forget the name of it. Shadow of the Ghetto. I loved it, that album. I liked it how throwback hip hop album that it was. That's what I liked about it. Number 81 is Wu-Tang, Inspector Deck. Okay, he had an album in the early 2000s that I bought, a very underrated album. Some people say it's kind of classic, and I listened to Inspector Deck back in the day as well. All right, number 80 is J Hood from D Block. Okay, J Hood from D Block had a lot of good mixtape songs, and he had that gutter hip hop that I like. So I definitely had to put J Hood on there. Too bad he broke off, and he just never maintained that level of goodness, but he's still a good artist that I like listening to for some early 2000 classics. Number 79 was Can I Bust? Okay, a lyrical assassin. Started out with The Firm, had a couple of good, decent songs, but never that classic album. Number 78 is probably an artist that most of you guys never heard of. He's called The OC. All right, he's from Brooklyn, New York. He made a lot of good songs from the Clocker soundtrack. He had the Word Life album, classic album in 1994. So he had a lot of good albums and a lot of good underground songs that I liked. All right. Number 77 is Nipsey Hussle. All right. Nipsey Hussle was one of the dudes I caught on late, but since I live in California, a lot of dudes here love Nipsey Hussle, and they play him almost every day. So Nipsey Hussle became an artist that I started to like listening to. All right. Number 76 is West Side Gun and Conway the Machine from Griselda. I had to put both of them together because they represent the same type of music. So I like the whole Griselda movement, brought gritty hip hop back. Number 75 is Jeru the Damager. Okay, had a good classic album in 1993 out of Brooklyn, New York. He was he was like a Shaolin monk turned to a hip hop artist. You know, he made songs like "You Played Yourself." I mean, great artist. Number 74 is Tragedy Gaddafi. Okay, straight out of the bridge, Tragedy. That's the God right there. That's the elder God, Tragedy Gaddafi from CNN. Then right next to him, number 73 is Capone from CNN. Okay, this is all home cooking right here, Queen style home cooking. Another more home cooking for me is 72 Nation. All right, from the Bravehearts. Okay, perfect for me. And classic album. Not classic album, but he has some good songs with Nas from the Bravehearts. Number 71 is Dr. Dre. Okay, so that's classic. Dr. Dre doing his thing. Dr. Dre's more of a producer, but he had classic albums with The Chronic. And he definitely put hip hop on the map for the West Coast. He's like an anthem for a lot of people. Some people will rank him higher, but I had him at 71 because at my roots, I'm not a West Coast guy. All right, number 70 is Memphis Bleek from Marcy Projects. He represented the opposite what Jay-Z was. He was raw street, and he wanted to bring that type of street hip hop to the format, and he did with his first album. Number 69 is Mr. Fat Joe. Okay, Joey Crack, a guy that could produce hit songs just out of nowhere. He had the capability of doing that. Ever since Flo Joe, he had a lot of classic underground hip hop songs. 68 is M.O.P., Mash Out Posse, Annie Up, grimy hip hop, love it. 68. All right. Number 67, Sauce Money from Marcy Projects. Had a great album, Hustler Style Raps. So he's number 67. Number 66 is the Jizza, okay, from Wu-Tang Clan. So I got to keep it in that. He had Liquid Swords album, which was a classic in 1995. All right. And I got to keep it still Wu-Tang with number 65, Cappadonna. Okay. Underground Wu-Tang Clan member, came into the scene with the Wu-Tang double CD album. Number 64 is Run DMC, Down with the King. Loved him in 1993. Queens Kings. Number 63 is the RZA. Okay, loved it. And RZA, a great producer, a great lyrical rapper. Well, more in depth with the RZA. He's just one of the most creative producers that you could come along, and he knows how to put a good album together. Bobby Digital. Number 62 is Major Figure's own Gillie the Kid, straight out of Philadelphia. All right, underground hip hop. Some of you may not know Gillie the Kid, but give him a listen. Number 61 is Mace. Okay, Mace out of Harlem, New York. Number 60 is Troy Ave, underground hip hop. He's a cat from Brooklyn. He taught that hustle rap, street hip hop. More street hip hop. Group Home, 59. All right, Suspended in Time has some good songs, Life as a Shorty Shouldn't Be So Rough. That's when that quote came from most of the time. All right. Number 58 for me is a Lox member called Cheek Luch. Cheek Luch. He's rugged hip hop, grimy, guerrilla style hip hop. Number 57, KRS-One, King of the Boom Bap hip hop. He battled my neighborhood, Queens. He trying to He tried to spoke us, man. But you know, yeah, we still hanging in. Number 56, Freeway. You know, straight from Philly. Number 55 is Screwball. Representing, you know, Screwball, Queen's Dame. You know, I had to put them all as a group because, you know, you can't just put them individually by themselves. You know, they represent like a group. They're like the MOP of the bridge, man. Screwball. Number 54 is Gangstar. Okay, Gangstar is number 54. You know, he had the smooth voice. It's mostly the voice, man. Cat out of Brooklyn, New York. He represented it. You know, number 53, Infamous Mobb Deep. Okay, Infamous Mob. Sorry, Ty Nitty and Godfather and all those guys represent gutter hip hop. Gotta love it, man. And Big Noy, all them boys. So that's where they come in. Number 52 is Noriega from CNN. Okay, this is all Queen's home cooking. And at number 51 is the final one. Number 51 is Havoc from Queensbridge, man, from Mobb Deep. Him alone, he's a mind and the genius behind all Mobb Deep classics. So I had to put him on this list. So that's my top 100 to 51. Okay. The other list is top 50 to 1. And that's my top 100 artists. So, boom, I got it off my chest. I got all of them. I may do it next for like NBA plays or something like that, you know, on my other channel. But this is it for that, man. This is all I wanted to do. Get my top 100 artists out, man. It was a long list. I'm out. Big Apple TV. Tell me what you think. Comment section down below. Peace.